gateways. The only ones we need to configure are the DO and the DX because they are divergent gateways that have a unique inlet and several outlets, but not all of them are effective. Only the ones that comply some conditions. The conditions are based on panel fields and on the data that these fields might contain. Let's suppose a client wants to replace or repair his phone. Which way will the current flow in the process? The answer will depend on the values of the fields and the gateway conditions. Let's see in this case that we have a gateway with 3 possible outlets: reject, replacement, and repair. Let's have a look at the conditions of each one. Reject is the default outlet, that is to say, it does not have conditions. We will see that when we configure a DX gateway, as it is necessary that the current flow lives through one outlet, only one outlet is going to be good. A default outlet is always going to be automatically created. If none of the other 2 outlet conditions are met, then the current will live through the default one. It will always be the last one to be evaluated. If no conditions are fulfilled, this will be the default option. Repair. In this outlet, a condition or set of conditions have to be fulfilled. Set of conditions means 2 conditions or more. Condition 1 is covered under warranty. If we look here, the end date of the warranty is the 14th of December, so we can see the condition is not fulfilled. Or set condition, okay? That is here. That means we have to comply both conditions, not only one, okay? So we have condition, client insurance purchase, yes, client is insured, and condition 2, client type of cover has to be repairs, okay, it covers the repairs. As we can see, none of these conditions are met in this case. The third outlet, replacement, okay, is the second outlet evaluated. In this outlet, both conditions have to be fulfilled. So we have again 2 conditions that have to be fulfilled, okay. The first one, client insurance purchase, yes, okay, the client is insured, and client type of cover, replacement, replaced with a new one. We can see how both conditions are fulfilled. Therefore, the effective outlet in this case will be the replacement one. When we configure a gateway, it is very important the evaluating order of the outlets. As we mentioned before, we only configure the DO and the DX gateways. They are divergent gateways that can have several outlets, and this evaluation of the conditions of the outlets must be done in a specific order. Although this order is not important sometimes, most times it is essential. Let's see some examples so we can see the importance of the evaluation order. The government has some procedures to collect the non-payment of a debt, but these procedures have to be proportional to the debt. For example, the whole company cannot be seized if the debt is only 300 euros. Here, we can clearly see the importance of the order. Okay, because if we didn't follow the order, instead of seizing the company with a debt of 300,000, okay, if we started here, only the bank accounts or properties could be seized, since the amount is bigger than 3,000. Okay, so we can see that the order here is important because the punishment will be very different. Okay, if we started here, it will be silly, okay, because we will just have the bank account seized. But we started here, okay, that is higher, like it's higher here, okay. If we started here, it will have the correct punishment. So that's why in this case, the order of evaluation is really important. Okay. So the proper order here should be the other way around, okay? As opposed to here, we should start here. We should start evaluating from here. As the first evaluating criteria is met, we wouldn't need to evaluate the rest, okay? We will start here, and as we can see, it's already higher. We wouldn't evaluate the rest of the options. Okay, let's see the evaluation order and its importance with some other three examples. So 1, a businessman has evaluated the inlet revenue for several years, avoiding paying taxes. The debt amounts to 40,000 euros. This will meet the second condition, okay, which is that it's bigger, okay, than 30,000 because it's 40,000. So the company's properties will be seized. In the second example, a garage forgot to include in its quarterly statement the benefits obtained with the sale of a vehicle. The debt amounts to 800 euros. As it is lower than 3,000, okay, it will meet the third condition, so only the customer payments will be seized here. Okay, this condition. Third example, a developer demanded the buyers to pay 10% of the value of the property in cash to avoid paying taxes. The debt amounts to 489,677 euros. It will meet the criteria of the first outlet. Okay? As you can see, this example showed us how important is the order of evaluation. Okay, let's go to the application now to see how to configure these gateways. So for that, we will go to Structure, Processes, and we are going to copy one we were using before. So we're going to copy the demo events one. Okay. And we can see it here. We're going to change the name to Demo Gateways and Events. Okay, and save. The first thing we need to do, okay, is to modify the diagram to incorporate some gateways, okay, and personal tasks. So let's add here, set up personal tasks. We're gonna here, then I'm gonna add a DX gateway. Okay. Then another, I'm gonna add a TPT, okay, which means that first I have to add a personal task and then I need to embed an intermediate time event, okay. Okay, and that's how we do a TPT. Now let's move this a tad. Let's move this a tad as well. Make some space. Okay. Probably we can. So let's move this a little bit. And let's change the names of the IM starting event and add some to the personal task. So I'm gonna call it Demo Gateways and Events. Then the personal task test, and the second one, personal task with event test. Okay. As I want the current to go this way and this way, and I want to do it always, I'm gonna just have to add here always, and then attach this task. Okay, so I'm gonna add here always, okay, and I'm gonna add it here as well, always, and here I'm just gonna add task. Okay, so I want the current to go this way, okay, to manual interaction, to always do it, so I can add documents if I wanted to, and this way when I have this intermediate event. Okay, I'm going to change it to 20 minutes, a little bit more time, okay, because the current flow is going to stop here for 20 minutes before finishing the process, and we can in the meantime be adding documents. The other option will be test, okay, that will take you to this personal task. We go to the gateway and the gateway here. Okay, this personal task with event. Here we're going to put personal task with event. So it goes when we choose that option, okay, because we are going to add a simple selection field in the form, okay, and we are going to let that select between personal task with event, finish. I will go directly here, or a third option that will be going back here, okay, to test the task again. So task test. Okay, so as we said, we want the current flow to always go this way and that way, and when we choose the option task, go to the personal task. Once here, it will go here, and we will be able to choose with a simple selection term that we'll have in the form, finish, personal task with event, in which case it will go here, or task text. Here we haven't added any time, so I'm going to add 2 minutes. And now we just need to make this go here and finish. Okay, so if we have a mistake, okay, we can check it here, and it's normally that we have forgot something or we haven't linked something properly. Okay, so the object needs an outlet. So for example, oh yeah, we forgot here. I need to change this DA, okay, for a DO1. And now I have to make sure that they are attached, because otherwise, as we have seen, we won't be able to save the diagram. This is not. Now we can see it's okay. Okay. So once we save the diagram, the objects will be created. First of all, let's go to see what needs changing in the start event form. So here I'm going to change the name. I'm going to call it Demo Gateways and Tasks, and I'm going to change the name of the division to Gateways and Tasks. I'm also going to add a term here, the simple selection term that we need. I'm going to go here, add fields, and let's choose this one I had already created. Okay, and if we see here, we have the 3 options: test, test with event, and finish. Okay, that's what we have in the diagram. Okay, so save. Save and exit. So as we can see, I've just created the simple selection term that will be useful here, okay? And I have created the three options: finish, personal task with event, and task test. First, I'm gonna configure the DO gateway, okay? And as we can see, okay, we have an order already here. If we wanted to change this order, we'll just have to go here and change the numbers around, okay? So let's create the conditions now. We have the outlets always, always, and task. So if we go here, create conditions, we could add a name. If we have several conditions, it's quite handy, but as I'm gonna create only two, I'm not gonna add any names. So panel, the field is the symbol selection term we just added to the form, and we need that when the value in here is task, okay, the current goes that way, and as we always want it to happen, we're gonna have to do the same, but adding this time different from, okay? That way it will always go through that outlet. One important thing here is that as we have simple selection, our two options are these ones, okay? But if we have, like for example, if the type of term was whole number, here we will have different options like equal, greater than, less than, okay? So we will have other operators. Save and exit, okay? Equal to task, different from task. And this one we need to do the same. So equal to task and different from task. So the condition is always met. So the current always go this way and this way. And the third option, task, is just gonna be when the value in that field equals task. Save and exit. Once we have configured the DO, okay, let's go to configure the other one, the DX. In here we have something different, and it's a default outlet, okay? In here it's not possible that the current leaves more than one way, okay? Only one outlet is possible, okay? Only once the conditions are met. So default outlet, we could change it if we wanted to, okay? But I'm just gonna leave it as it is. And then we have finish. So now it's gonna be really straightforward. So field to a test equals finish. Save and exit, and personal task with event, create conditions equal task with event, and save and exit. As we changed this before, we need to configure it as well, okay? Remember that we have 7 minutes before, so we're just gonna have to change it to 20. Save and exit. And we just need to do one more thing. In mode, we have development environment. We're just gonna choose yes, okay? So we can start processes now. Okay, let's go to execution to see how the DO works. We cannot check the DX, okay, because we haven't configured yet the whole thing. So my process, start process. Okay, this is default data, okay, so we don't need to worry about that. Let's add the date. Let's choose task and then subject, task, outlet demo, description, task, outlet description, and incoming log. And let's start the process. So if we go to reports now, okay, we can see now that the current has gone through this outlet, the always one, and this one as well, the other always one, and task, since we chose the option task, okay? Let's see what happens if we don't choose task, if we leave the field empty. Task, start process. And let's leave this empty now, okay? 1, 2, 3, start process. And if we go to reports now, we can see how the current flow went through both the always outlets, but it didn't go this way this time, okay? As we left the simple selection field empty. As you can see, it's very simple to configure the gateways. Now it's your turn to try to do parts 1, 2, 3, and 4.